Hello, it's Monday. Oh, my nose is stuffed up now, and I've got a weird reverb thing going on. Hi, this is a reading vlog. I really don't know what I'm doing, do I? I haven't even gotten all of the books that I'm going to be reading. Okay, now I have all, well, I guess they were all within reach. I am a mess as usual. This is a reading vlog. Did I even introduce this vlog? No, I didn't. I think we're just not doing that anymore with vlog. Remember all of those books I've been reading for the last 2 months? Forget about them. They don't exist. This is Vaultathon. I have 5 books that I need to read this week. Hopefully I will actually get them read this week. They're pretty short, some of them are not. Mistakes, maybe, made, I don't... Let's talk about what I'm reading. So the main thing is for me to read With a Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. This is our group book for Vaultathon. This is the one that I have to read because I have to actually be able to discuss it and not be spoiled by my friends. So I need to read it between now and Sunday. Also, things I am reading. I have already started I'm Still Here by Austin Channing Brown. She is a Black Christian who is writing about her experience in the church and her experience with how whiteness and white supremacy influence people's attitudes towards Black Christians. Being a Black woman in a mostly white space, and a space that honestly still kind of benefits from white supremacy and still doesn't speak out against it as much as it should. We just don't. And white supremacy is hateful and violent, and it leads to people dying. And I wish we were as concerned with rooting white supremacy out as we are concerned with things like, I don't know, abortion, or telling people to tithe or budget. I feel like the churches have gotten really good at putting those budget sermons. I also am supposed to be reading A Taste of Sage by Yafa S. Santos. This is something, there is cooking involved. And possibly hate to love. I don't know. This is probably going to be the book that I start tonight, just because I'm buddy reading this with Brianna over at Coffee. Oh, and speaking of, I need to see if I can get a new Scribs subscription. Might just get myself a second Scribd account so I can listen to this tomorrow. Anyways, that's that. Other books I am going to be trying to read is Song of the Crimson Flower by Julie C. Dow. I've been meaning to read this forever. It's nice and short. It's only like 200 and something pages. Again, trying to be smart about this. And the final book, this is probably going to be my main audiobook, is Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. I have been, whoa, look at how pretty that is when you put it in the camera. I've been meaning to read this since I got it. Since before I got it, since I knew it was going to be published, because it sounds like exactly my jam. It's based on K-dramas, and at the point that I was like, yes, I want to read this, I hadn't even watched a K-drama yet, and now I have. And so I want to read it. I've watched like 2, so I probably am not going to recognize all of the tropes, but also, it sounds really good. I haven't ventured to any of the supernatural ones because from what I understand, a lot of the supernatural type K-dramas end with sad endings, and I don't do sad endings. If the main character and the love interest die, I don't want anything to do with it. Nothing. Keep it as far away from me as possible. Those are the books that I am trying to read this weekend. Will I get them read? That is a very good question. That is a very good question. I've been jogging, so I don't feel like actually being upright, so you get me like this. So we've read some books. I'm in the middle of 4 at the moment. Yes, someone needs to stop me. I understand this is madness. Really poor choices were made. Not great for my mental health. It's fine. So let's go through what we've been reading. So most of our reading right now has been Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. I'm on page... Not that page. I finished the chapter. Hold on. I'm on page 235 because I just finished chapter 32. It's cute. Oh my god, she's murdering me with the cuteness. This is so, like, the tropes are just pulling their weight. They are just hitting the way tropes are supposed to hit. So good. So good. And it's just a whole... There's so much in this that I love, and I am thoroughly, thoroughly enjoying it. I have a feeling I will be finished this sucker maybe by tomorrow, because I'm going to listen to it a little more, I think, today while we're doing sprints at 8. I'm just, oh, I love it. Okay, so there's that. I have not read any more of I'm Still Here since yesterday. I'm on page 43. I think this is going to be a pretty quick one for me to get through, but I needed to pick up another physical read because I'm buddy reading it with a friend. So, anyways, and then I have read, since we talked last, a little bit of With the Fire on High. I'm liking the setup. I'm liking Imani. It's funny because I'm reading this book, and then the book we're about to talk about, this is doing a lot of the similar things, and it's doing them kind of better. Especially when it comes to, like, the food and the character and the whole cooking part being part of her personality, just doing them better. Then, I'm also reading A Taste of Sage by Yafa S. Santos. I am enjoying parts of this book. I like the main characters. I like one of them. I like Lumi. Julian right now can suck rocks. He is an absolute tool. He is an ass. He is Gordon Ramsay at his worst, apparently. Not really. He's not as bad as Gordon Ramsay. But I'm just like, you're really gonna have to work to get me to like this guy who is an ass to everyone, just about. I've been having conversations with Brianna about, like, food service and how things work at, like, some of the higher end restaurants, because she knows a little bit about that. The one thing that's not working for me is this whole food synesthesia thing, because it feels less like what I understand synesthesia to be, and it feels more like magical realism. Like, she magically knows the feelings of others based on the way they're cooking. And I'm just like, there are other ways for this child to pick up on people's emotions, at least, or this woman. I'm thinking specifically of a scene that we see when she figures out as a child. Anyways, like, there are other ways for her to have picked up as a child, like her mother's anger and all of that. I like, for the most part, the rest of it. So far, the food synesthesia thing hasn't been a big thing. So for the most part, I like it. However, there have been a couple of places where the pacing, like, I'm just like, I feel like we're missing a scene here. When I put it down, it was one of those places. So, anyways, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm only 77 pages in. Whoop. I better go over there and see what's going on. Hi, it's Thursday. I was gonna go for a walk today, and then Florida happened. Actually, no, I rushed home. And really, the reason I'm pissed is I rushed home instead of going to the bookstore and spending my stimulus money. I rushed home so I would be able to get a walk in before the rain happened. And then I looked at the thing and I was like, nah, I'm gonna be right in the middle of it. I need to go cook food here in a minute, but I wanted to give you an update. I am going to focus, I think, mostly tonight on With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo, because I do need to get caught up on where we are supposed to be for the reading thing today. And this one, A Taste of Sage. It is not getting better. I think my final rating might be higher than Brianna's, but I think we both still have the same problems with it. Like, there'll be moments that I actually am enjoying this book. I haven't had any moments where I'm outright hating it, so I'm not mad I read it, but I'm just like, this could have been so much better written. I think she needed to write a couple more books before getting published. I just feel like she's got the plot and, like, some of the character dynamics down. Stuff between Julian and Lumi is not working for me at all. I'm like, is this what people mean when they say people have no chemistry? Because I mean, I'm not mad they're kissing, but, like, where has this come from? Like, there was no, the relationship, and I recognize that I'm reading an arc, but the fact that Brianna is reading the finished version and having the same issues makes me think it's a giant thunderclap. Makes me think that it's the same between the two. There have just been places where I'm like, what's going on with this writing? The first sex scene, which we've gotten to, we don't mention how the guy gets out of his clothes. He just suddenly is naked. Though we did go over how the girl is undressed. And there's no mention of, like, nobody checks to make sure that there's a condom or that she's on birth control. Like, there's no mention, no talk about that. And, like, I recognize that not every romance thinks to go there, but, like, the ones I've read so far, this is the first one that has not. So I'm just like, guys, okay. Anyways, like I said, I'm going to focus mostly on With the Fire on High. I think what I have not told you, oh my god. This book. I'm fine. Oh, this book is so good. This book is so good. It hit me at work. There was a thing that happened that I don't know why I didn't see that was what was going to happen, because oh my goodness, it made so much sense that he would be, that would be him, that he'd be it. And I am kind of annoyed with them right now because they're both having pity parties, and I'm just like, oh my god. I know this is because one of you both have parents who were toxic in some way, and you have lingering self-esteem issues because of that, but you're both freaking idiots, and none of this is your fault that you're blaming yourself for. And please stop. Please stop. Get over it. But this book is so good. So angsty. The tropes. The romance. I love it. I love it so much. I hope you guys are ready for me to be like raving about this book. Also, definitely buying book 2 so I can read book 2. This will work, I suppose. Let me get a little closer. New angle, who dis? Okay. No books were harmed in the making of this vlog. We're here because I finished this book, and how dare the author end it there, because I'm pretty sure this was a standalone at the beginning. I know there's a book 2, and there are things to deal with in book 2, and some of the things are things that are going on at the end. So, like, what? Anyways, buying book 2 tomorrow. It was very good. I enjoyed it. Highly recommend. But now that that's done, I am picking up Song of the Crimson Flower by Julie C. Dow. I've started it. It is 239 pages. It says it should only be like 10 hours. I'm enjoying it so far. For a minute there, I was like, I'm very confused what's going on. This isn't the synopsis I remember. And then I figured out what was going on. So I'm only, I think, let's see, I can look. I am only 46 minutes in. So it's like not, I'm only like chapter 1 or 2 or 3. And I'm about to curl up with the fire on high and get some reading done on that one. Hello. It is Saturday, and I'm here. I don't have book updates. No book update. Well, I guess I do. I have a book here. I'm at like some point in here. We're in Spain. We have made it. This has lots of stuff, but we got to deliveries. Some of this is stuff that's not going to be interesting to you at all because it's just more bullet journal stuff. But I'm very excited. Oh, hey, I forgot I ordered that. I got myself a new cardigan that actually has pockets but is not... Aha, that's what we wanted. And this. Okay. And then this is the other one. So, I've been meaning to get myself a work fountain pen for a while. And then I was going to work... hold on. I will explain myself in one moment. There's a reason that these two boxes look exactly the same, and that's because they are exactly the same pen, because I love this pen. So long story short, I've been meaning to get myself one of these for work for a while because I wanted something with a little bit finer tip for work. So I've had the Pilot Metropolitan since last year, and I've managed to make it work despite ink issues at one point and other stuff. Like I put an ink that was too dry in it, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, so the point of this entire thing is, when it fell, the cap fell off and it knocked the nib. And so now it's not writing properly. And so rather than struggle with it and get frustrated, I just went and I bought a new one. So this is my favorite. Okay. I don't think I like this nib, though. I don't think I like this nib. I don't think that's going to be what I want in regards. I may end up returning this. But I also got... Hold on. I actually may end up switching. Got this guy that has a fine nib because I want it not get out of my face. So I now have the same pen in two different colors because I like this pen. This is a very nice, like it's got a very nice weight in my hand, and it writes nicely. The only thing I don't like about it, but it's a fountain pen thing, is that there's a little bit of nib creep. Hello, it's Sunday, and I'm here with books to talk to you about. There's my phone. So, I finished last night With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. I really, really enjoyed it. I think this is a really cute, sweet, wonderful book. If you're looking for something light and kind of fluffy, this is definitely something that you want to read. Like, it's not like as hard-hitting as The Poet X was, but I don't think it needed to be, considering, like, Amani's life was already hard enough. We didn't need stuff making it harder. She already had school. She had a job. She had a kid. She's having to worry about money at the age of 17. Having to worry about whether or not they can afford things. So, like, she didn't really need extra drama. What was there in her life naturally already was enough. I'm so glad I finally read it. And yeah, highly recommend. I think I gave it 4 stars. 4 stars, yeah. Now we have books to finish. I am, like, at the very beginning of I'm Still Here by Austin Channing Brown. I am, like, halfway through A Taste of Sage by Yafa S. Santos. I think this is the one that is least likely to get finished by the end of the day. Okay, so I have 3 hours, just a little under 3 hours left of Song of the Crimson Flower. Now I'm obviously listening to this at more than 1 times speed, so I will probably be finished that by the end of the, like, by the time I'm done cooking and everything, I'll probably be finished. So yeah, that's where we are. I've been avoiding this one because I'm just like, I'm not really having fun with it, and we're about to go into something that's going to be super embarrassing, and I'm just like, ugh, why are you even trying? Anyways, but I do want to, like, finish it because there are things I want to see how they turn out. We'll see. I may just, like, buy this book. Like, goodbye. Like, DNF it for real. But I haven't gotten to a point where I'm like, I absolutely hate it. I just am not interested, and I'm concerned about everything in this book. Like a dumbass, I put all of these books away instead of keeping them in a nice, convenient pile so that I can do this wrap-up. I just was running all over everywhere. These Amazon mailers are super deceptive because it makes it look like you'd be able to just... But no, that doesn't work. Have I changed angles? Possibly. My battery died because I have nothing put together. Okay, so because I couldn't find the particular design I wanted in the nib I wanted, I went ahead and just, what the fork pilot? Why is this all glued together? I just went ahead and I got it in plain old black, but hopefully this is the nib that I want. It's a very nice, yay, it's a medium nib. Come on, work with me. I like this nib better when it comes to just writing because it flows smoother than a fine nib does. Like, the fine nib is fine for what I am doing with it, which is, or when I'm at work, because I don't want, like, I either get a smooth writing experience or I get ink bleeding all over my page. There's no in between. Okay, so let's talk about books that I read during this readathon. The goal was, whoops, all 5 of these. Have not dropped them yet. No books were harmed. Let's see. First one of these that I finished was Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. Highly recommended. This got 5 stars. I had so much fun reading it. I was just hooked from the very beginning. I had to know what was going on. I was just like, wow, these characters are idiots. I love them. Highly recommend. Definitely read it. Please, please, more people read this book so we can talk about this book. Oh my goodness, I loved it. I have so many books on this bedside table. I need to fix that. The next book that I finished was With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. This was so good. I gave it 4 stars. I had a lot of fun reading it. It's very light. It is very fluffy. It's just like kind of sort of sunshine in a book a little bit. Not like I'll be the one levels of sunshine, but it's just if you're looking for something that's not going to, it's going to give you a little bit of like life, but it's not going to really just drag your emotions through the mud. This is a very good book. I will link the live show up top that we did where we talk about this. Mostly we just talked about the characters in that live show when we were discussing the book because they're really like, just, that's the standout of this book. After that, I finished Song of the Crimson Flower by Julie C. Dow. I gave this 4 stars. This was adorable. I loved it. It's a little bit Beauty and the Beast. It's a little bit like if you are a Beauty and the Beast person that you like if the part that he's under the spell and she has to tell him she loves him for the spell to break, he has to convince that if you're a Beauty and the Beast fan, you're gonna like this book. Because it just, like, it's not a straight up Beauty and the Beast retelling, but there are elements of it that I'm sitting there going, is Julie a Beauty and the Beast stan? Because I'm seeing some Easter eggs here. So anyways, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was so well done. I loved the progression of the relationship between Lan and Bao, and I like the fact that we start from a place where they do already kind of know each other, and so it's not about them having to get to know each other and fall in love at the same time. It's about them falling in love, and yeah, just falling in love, as they're kind of just realizing they kind of like well, more about her kind of realizing she kind of likes him, and he's hot. Okay, the final book that I actually finished this week was A Taste of Sage by Yafa S. Santos. Mistakes were made. I gave this book 2 stars. It had, some things I enjoyed, and then it was just a mess. I think the biggest thing for me is we could have had the same story without the whole synesthesia thing. It was more magical than it was actual, like, what synesthesia actually is from what I can tell. I don't know if the author has that or what, but it felt like just a weird quirk that was there to make things in the plot happen, rather than something that needed to be a part of the story in order for, like you could have, like I said, you could have had the same story without the whole, like, little magical element that you get with her being able to taste people's feelings. Like, it didn't really affect the plot. It just bugged me. And then she never sold me on the guy. Julian was a little domineering. He was rude. He was cute and sweet towards the end of the book, but it was just like, you need to sell me on the guy if you want me to be invested in this relationship. And I liked Lumi and thought she deserved better than this dude. So there's that. There were some stuff, like, I liked some of the interactions between her and other characters. Like, that was a good thing. And there were a couple of places where I'm like, okay, maybe this is kind of cute. But on the whole, I was just like, why is this happening? Why is this? I know teenagers with more sense. I know strictly hormonal beings with more sense than these 2 adults. I'm not saying that to denigrate teenagers. Teenagers are allowed to be ridiculous and hormonal because they're teenagers, and that's what you're supposed to be. But these are adults. They had no patience. Some of them, well, maybe not all. One of them had no patience. And there was a scene, I don't want to get into it, but there was a scene that I was like, if she had been the one making the move, I would have been okay with this. But I was just like, okay, but right in this particular situation, I'm feeling some kind of way about him being like, so can we do it? And I'm just like, sir, why are you suggesting this right now? I understand she has no clothes on, but why are you suggesting this right now? So I also was working on I'm Still Here by Austen Channing Brown. I did not get a chance to finish this because I was madly trying to finish the group book so that I would not be laughed and ridiculed by the other co-hosts in my readathon. Because they already give me enough crap about not finishing group books that I have already read. I only do that with group books I've already read. Speaking of, I do need to start the group book that we have to talk about next week. Anyways, I thought the live show was Wednesday. My brain just kind of short-circuited. I thought that live show was this coming, like, this 2 days from now, and almost had a heart attack. But I have a whole week in 2 days. This is not the hardest hitting book I've ever read because it is specifically her life and what she's gone through. So she's not being as, I don't want to say heavy-handed. What is it? She is not bringing the facts quite as hard as, for example, Carol Anderson does in what's the name, White Rage. She is talking about her experience. There's a lot of anecdotal, which I know gets backed up by other things because apparently anecdotal evidence and people's lived experience doesn't count. I'm going to keep reading this. I am really enjoying it. It is giving a perspective that I think is needed, and I especially appreciate it as a perspective that is in a religious setting, that she goes in religious circles, so she's talking about what it means to have to navigate those spaces. I am very, very grateful to her for sitting down and writing this down and kind of giving us this glimpse into what it's like to be a woman of color in a primarily white space. So highly recommend it. And I like, she's really good at the writing part. It's really easy to read. It's really easy to kind of get what she's trying to say without having to do too much work. You are not sitting there having to parse together every sentence. She is just good narrative flow. So that's everything that I've read this week in this vlog. I finished more books in this week than I have read the entire month up to the beginning of this week. I think I finished 1 book this month, maybe 2. Did I finish Chain of Iron this month, or was that last month? I think that was this month. In my defense, it's a chonker. It's like you could murder someone with that book. It's also as thick as Way of Kings, and yet somehow has fewer pages than Way of Kings. Cassandra Clare, we need to talk. Your books don't need to be as chunky as they are. Thank you for watching this video. I'm very white. Hold on. Can I adjust this so you can actually see the color of my skin? Because the lighting. Alright. Videos over here. Maybe I'll have the last vlog. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll have something completely different. It will be a surprise to both of us. I have no plans about anything. I don't plan things anymore. Just don't. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. I already mentioned the videos over there. I've been doing this out of order for so long. That's it for now, my friends. Happy reading, and I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye.